Hi everybody. Today let us start new application that is register book. Okay. See, previously we have discussed how to design a registration form. Okay. Now this application will be extension of that. It means in the registration form we have added different fields like where we can collect the name, address, phone number, etc. Just we have tried to store the data in shared preference. But in this application, like we can make it as a book, like you can collect the data from different people and you can store it in a local database called SQLite. Okay, so that is the purpose of register book. So let us start doing this. So in this session you will learn like about SQLite database, how to perform CRUD operations, means create, read, update and delete. Okay, so how to perform all these operations on your SQLite database, and also as we haven't discussed about checkbox and radio button, so I will show how to use checkbox and radio button in registration form. Okay, so these are also a form widgets, so I will show how to use them. So let us start doing this. Okay, so before that, just I want to show how exactly we can store data in database. Okay, if not we will try to finish this radio button and checkbox, so later on we can get into the database, means how to store data in SQLite database. Okay, remember this is the application where you can collect data from user and you can store it in a database, and whenever you want to see the information about that particular person, you can collect the data from database and you can show it to the user. Okay, so that is the purpose of this application. So first let us start creating application. So if not already we have the application, that is registration, so I'll go with the same application. If you want, you can create the new application. Okay, so here is your registration application, where it contains one button and two edit text. Okay, I'll open the XML file. Okay, so here is your XML file. So here we are asking user to enter name and age. Okay, and with these fields let us try to add some more fields. Okay, that is as I told, we have to discuss about checkbox and radio button. I'll try to show how to add them. Okay, so just I'll bring this button a little bit down. So before that, here we have the table layout. Okay, and in that we have two table rows, so I will try to add one more table row. Okay, if not let it be below the table row, I will try to add the radio button. Okay, so remember radio button is used to select one out of many options. Means suppose here I want to give an option to the user to select the gender, means whether he wants to select male or female. Okay, so to show that type of options you can use the radio button. Okay, I will show this. Here is your radio button, but I will use radio group here. Okay, I'll bring the button a little bit down. You can select the radio group and you can place it here. Okay, so this is radio group. It means here you can see three options. In that you can select only one option. So for that go to radio group and you can change the orientation. Here is your radio group. Okay, I'll change the orientation. I'll make it as horizontal. Okay, you can check it out here. Okay, we don't want 3 radio buttons here. I will select only 2, so I will delete the third one. So here is your radio group. Okay, so now you can edit these buttons. So here I will make this one as male and the second one as female. Okay, so you can align it properly. I have already explained how to design a proper UI in our previous sessions, so please go through that. Okay, you can align them according to your requirement. So here also, if you want to change the default one, look at here, here by default it has selected the male. If you want to change it to female, that also possible. You can check it out. You have one parameter here called as checked. If you make it as false, okay, you can see here nothing has been selected. But if you make it as true to any one, so then that one will be checked. So now we have added the radio group. Okay, the group ID is radio group. You can change the ID for the radio group. Okay, if not, you can keep the same ID also. So it is same as how we are doing for all other components. Even for your radio buttons also, you can change the ID if you wish. I'll keep the same IDs. So now we have to give action to this particular radio button or radio group. Now go to your Java file, declare the radio button or radio group component. I'll declare the radio group. Okay, I'll name it as RG, and we have to initialize it. RG is equal to, it is a radio group, then find that by ID. Okay, R dot ID dot. Okay, we have to change the, we have to save the changes. Now it will show. Okay, so select the radio group. You need not to declare radio buttons here because we will work on this radio group itself. Okay, so now after initializing that, so whenever user clicks on the submit button, look at here, look into your XML file. This is the registration form. User will enter the name, you will enter the age, and also you will select the means gender. Okay, so after selecting, you will click on submit button. Now here you have to check which button is clicked. For that you have to implement on checked change listener for your radio group. Okay, remember, whenever user try to select any one options in your radio group, then to listen that you have to implement your radio group dot set on checked change listener. On checked change listener. Okay, use the new checked change listener. You have to import this and end the statement. Look at here, whenever you try to click on any particular item, it is saying it will give you the that particular radio group, and also it will give the ID of the item which has been checked. Okay, so now we have to collect the data here on which option user has clicked or which option user has selected. So for that, you can see here it is providing the ID of that particular option. So for that, here you can put the condition. If your check ID is equal to R dot ID dot you can look into the IDs. Check the ID of the first radio button. It is radio 0. Okay, if it is radio 0 means he has selected the mail, means I will show the option here. I will show the message toast dot make text. Okay, context is your home page. Then you can show the text. Okay, the text will be mail is selected, and duration I will take it as toast dot length long, and then you can show the message. Okay, so else if ID is equal to or dot ID dot radio 1, it means user has selected the, here we have to put the condition properly, that is your check ID is equal to your r dot ID dot radio 1, then we have to show the toast message saying that user has selected the female. Okay, so that's it. Now you can save the changes and you can run the application and you can check it out whether it is working or not, and later on we will try to collect the data based on this, and we will try to store it in the database. Okay, so select the registration application, execute it. Okay, check the status. It's already installed. So here is your application. Now if I click on mail, it has to show mail is selected. Now if I click on female, it has to show female is selected. But you can notice here, when I select male, this female is unchecked. If I select female, male is unchecked. So this is the speciality of your radio group. Means in multiple options you can select only one. But if the scenario is different, like if I want to select many, if I want to select more than one option in multiple options, so then you have to go for the another component of Android application, if not another component of Android UI, so that is checkbox. Okay, so I will show how to use the checkbox, but this is how you can use the radio button or radio group in Android application. Okay, so now let us move on to how to use checkbox in Android application, and later on we will try to collect data from all these things, and let us try to store it in a database. Okay, so before that, here see, if ID is equal to r dot ID dot radio 0, then user has selected the male option. If not, if it is r dot ID dot radio 1, it means user has selected the female option. So for that, if you want to collect the data, what I will do is I will define one string here. I will declare the string variable called as gender. Okay, so and here I'll collect the data. If he has selected male, means I'll make the gender as male. Okay, if not, the gender will be female. Okay, so here with this option you can understand whether user has selected male or female. So now let us move on to the checkbox. So go to the XML file. Okay, so now I want to give an option to the user which all the languages he understands, if not what all the languages he know. So if I want to give that option, that can be given by using the checkbox. Means a person may know different types of languages, so he has to select more than one option here. Okay, at that time you can go with the checkboxes. Okay, so for that I'll bring this button a little bit down. You can find the checkbox in form widgets. Okay, here it is. Okay, checkbox 1 and checkbox 2. Okay, so here I'll change the text. Okay, I'll make it as English. Okay, he knows English, and also if he knows French. Okay, you can select two options, whether he knows both or only one. Okay, that option can be selected here. So when you click on the submit button, at that time you can notice whether he has selected English or French. Okay, so you can edit the ID also. So edit ID, checkbox 1 underscore, it is used for English, and your checkbox 2, okay, not the text, we have to edit the ID. Okay, checkbox 2 underscore French. Okay, so now go to the Java code. So here we have added two more components to the UI. So they are checkboxes. Before initializing them, we have to declare. So take checkbox. Okay, the first one is that is checkbox English. Then second one is checkbox French. Okay, so after that let us initialize them. Checkbox English is equal to, it is a checkbox find view by ID or dot ID dot, we have to save it first, so it will show the checkbox here. Checkbox 1 English, end the statement. Then you have one more checkbox, okay, that is equal to checkbox French. So find it by ID or dot ID dot checkbox French. Okay, so end the statement. Now let us try to implement the on-click listener for this checkbox also. Checkbox English dot set on-click listener. Okay, so new on-click listener. Okay, now whenever user clicks on this checkbox, you have to check whether it is checked or not. Okay, if your CB means checkbox English dot is checked. You can check it out, is checked. Okay, then you can collect that. I will take two variables. Those are Boolean variables because we have to say whether it is checked or not. Okay, so for that I will say Boolean English comma French. Okay, so if it is checked, you can make English is equal to true. Okay, so else you can say English is equal to false. Okay, so in the same way we have to do it for one more component, that is checkbox French. Okay, so copy this, paste it here. If checkbox French is checked, then French is true. If not, French is false. Okay, here also you can show the toast messages. I'll copy this toast message and I'll put it here. Okay, here I will say English is, instead of selected we can say it is checked. Okay, if not, if it is unchecked, you have to say it is unchecked. So in the same way you have to do it in the French also. Here French is checked and here it is unchecked. Okay, so let us see whether it is working or not. Select the application and try to execute that. Okay, so here is your checkboxes. So if I select the English, it is showing English is checked. Now if I unselect this, can you see that English is unchecked? But remember, if I check or uncheck English, it is not affecting French. Okay, so it is not like your radio group. If in the radio group, if you select one, other one will be unselected. Okay, so here if you select or if you check one, it is not affecting other one. Okay, so this is how if you select French also, it is showing the French is checked. If you uncheck, it is showing unchecked. Now if I click English and if I click French, so both are selected here. So this option is possible with checkboxes. Okay, so this is how you can work with checkboxes. But as of now, let us not go with these options, English or French. Okay, because if I go with all these options, like while storing in your database, it may become too complex. So that you try it as an assignment later. But as of now, I will remove this checkboxes and I will just go with the name and age. Okay, if you can use male, female, your gender also, you can store that also. But just to show how database will work or how we can store data in databases, I will show only name and age, how you can store these two variables in a database. Okay, so let us start with database. Okay, before that I will show how we can work with databases, and later on I will show the coding part of this. Okay, so now I will show how to store data in database. Okay, if you consider your Android phone, it contains internal database. Okay, and see, if I say this is the database. Database is nothing but some space where you can store the data in a structured manner. Okay, so now if you consider this is the database, like our SQLite. Okay, and here is your application. So now if you want to store data from your application to this database, so how to do that? For that, Android provides one predefined class called as SQLite Open Helper. Okay, it is SQLite Open Helper class. So if you want to store data in your database, first you have to collect the instance of database. Means you have to collect some space in the database. Then you have to create the tables inside that space. You have to create the table, give the name, you have to give the column names, so you have to create the table properly. Then after doing this, means remember, to do all these things, means to get the access to database or to create the table, all those things you have to do it inside the SQLite Open Helper, because from SQLite Open Helper you can access the database. So you have to create the table, or you have to insert or delete, update, or whatever the operations you want to do, that has to be done inside the SQLite Open Helper. It is the easiest method. So now but data will be inside your application, means from your activity. Inside your activity you will be having the data. So in the activity you have to collect the data, send the data to your SQLite Open Helper. This SQLite Open Helper will use the predefined code to insert the data into the database, means into the table. So this is how database will work. So in the next session we will start with coding. I will explain like how to create your SQLite Open Helper and how to create different methods to insert the data, read the data, update and delete the data. Okay, so thanks for watching. We will see all these options or all these functionalities in next session.